And we're back for more Dark Realms. This is session 9. Let's begin.
Session 9 begins. The apothecary remains silent after her warning, the smoke curling behind her like memory in retreat. Outside, the fog has lifted, but the air holds a strange stillness, as if something is listening. Jory leans in. If we're going into the grove, we'll need more than guts. Supplies, weapons, charms, or a miracle. Vailra watches you both without blinking. Or you can wait. But the longer you do, the more it remembers. Do you head out now, gather supplies, or press Vailra further?
Well, I'd say that Wolf is probably going to volunteer and hit it himself, as this mission is for him, perhaps? I don't know. It's conflicting. So, Wolf is debating whether or not he should be doing this himself, stepping into the grove alone, as he feels this is his responsibility to bear, comma, he mentions this to Jory. Oh, okay. Let's see. All right. Okay.
Jory studies you for a long, quiet moment. Maybe it is your burden, but that doesn't mean you have to carry it alone. He glances at Vailra, then back at you. You saw what it made out of you. If that thing shapes itself from what's buried, it might not just be you it reflects. Vailra interrupts softly. The grove isolates. It wants you alone. That's where it's strongest. She tilts her head. But if you anchor yourself to someone living, not just memory, it may lose its grip. The choice is yours. Bring Jory with you, or walk into the grove alone.
I clarify with her, asking if we both go inside, then that will destabilize the grove or destabilize. Darn it. Then let me edit that actually. Edit. Uh, let's see. Destabilize. There we go.
Vailra smiles faintly, the kind of smile that suggests maybe, not destabilize, but distort. The grove forms around memory. If you walk in alone, it knows exactly how to shape itself. If someone else walks beside you, someone with different fears, different history, it gets confused. She lifts a runestone and flips it, showing two mirrored figures, one cracked. Two minds, one reflection. The grove can't reflect both perfectly. Jory raises an eyebrow. So, being difficult finally works in my favor.
Great.
It's still your choice. Face the grove alone for a purer confrontation, or bring Jory and disrupt its form.
Okay. Well, I realize I need to bring in Jory, but only if he agrees to join. All right.
Jory smirks and slaps a hand to his chest. After everything? You really had to ask? He grabs his staff and pulls a weathered satchel over his shoulder. You're not the only one haunted by the past, Wholf. Maybe I'd like to see what the grove thinks of me too. Velra nods approvingly. Then you'll need this. She produces a small vial filled with green smoke, sealed with silver wax and wrapped in thorn wire. Break this when you enter. It will open the path. Love, she looks to you both. And once inside, do not trust what looks like you. Do you set out now, or make final preparations?
Does this vial become a stunt? Thinking it does. Temporary stunt while it's in your possession. Okay, so let's see. Copy this over here. Okay, so stunts. that. And then once per session, we break the vow that reveal hidden or false aspects inside the Hollow Grove. All right. That's true. It's a single-use item. I'm going to mention that here. Character sheets. So there we go. Okay, good. All right. Wolf takes the vial and thanks her by nodding, and we prepare to enter the grove. Okay.
Velra gives a slow, solemn nod in return. Then the hollow grove will know your names soon enough. The sky overhead dims despite the hour, a subtle sign that your path is already bending toward it. Jory mutters as he tightens the strap on his satchel. You know, I was hoping for retirement. Instead, I'm walking into a haunted forest with a brooding archer. You step outside. The path to the east curls between crooked trees and blackthorn briars. The grove is waiting. Shall we begin the journey through its outer edge?
Yep. All right. So we will begin this journey. We now make our way into the forest.
The trees shift as you enter. Gnarled trunks lean inward, forming a quiet corridor where light barely filters through. The air changes immediately, thick, sweet, and wrong. The path fades beneath your feet within minutes, replaced by moss that squelches faintly with every step. The forest feels alive and curious. Jory slows beside you. Does it feel like it's remembering us? Behind you, the entrance has already vanished. You've crossed into the hollow grove. Would you like to use the vial now to orient yourselves, or continue deeper and wait?
Well, I'm going to use the vial now. Any roll required for this stunt? All right.
No roll required. Activating the Velra's Thorn Vial stunt is a narrative effect. It automatically grants insight by breaking through illusions and revealing hidden aspects in the scene. You unseal the vial, the thorn wire unwinds on its own, and green smoke spirals upward, then spreads outward in a sudden pulse of warm air. The grove recoils. The trees shift back just slightly, and three hidden glyphs on nearby trunks flicker into view, forming a triangle around you and Jory. Each glows with a different sigil, one shaped like a mirror, one shaped like a root, one shaped like a hand reaching downward. A whisper fills your ears. Choose where to begin. You now see three possible paths, each tied to a glyph.
All right.
Which one does Wholf choose?
I choose a roll. So let's see. Wait, do we still have Edward's compass? Oh, you know what? The compass. Oh, I gotta verify. Do we still have the compass? Though no longer magical, say it will still serve as a personal anchor, a tool a grove may still react to. Interesting. Let's see. So back to my character sheet here. Edwin's compass plus to a notice. Arcane sensitivity. Okay, here's a couple things. I'm going to invoke arcane sensitivity and Edwin's compass as a stunt. I want to invoke arcane sensitivity aspect and use the stunt for a notice roll to figure out which path to take. All right, that's one fate point down. Oh, I forgot to reset the three. Sorry, guys. So three, now two. All right, let's see what happens.
Perfect. Here's the setup. Skill, you'll roll notice to sense which glyph path the compass responds to. Aspect, invoking arcane sensitivity for +2, costs 1 fate point. Stunt effect, since the vial revealed the glyphs, it grants narrative permission for this check. No additional bonus, but it's what makes this roll possible. Difficulty, great, plus. The grove is layered in misdirection. Roll notice, add your +2 from
Oh,
the aspect, and let me know your total.
I forgot to mention we're going to use the compass. The stunt is actually the compass. I will pull out my compass and hold it facing the three options using alongside my arcane sensitivity. So before we roll, I'm just going to verify that so it knows. All right, we don't have the vial anymore, so I can erase that. All right.
Excellent. Let's clarify the setup. Stunt. The compass now functions as a narrative anchor stunt, granting permission to sense orientation or influence in magical or corrupted spaces. Aspect. You invoke arcane sensitivity for +2, costs 1 fate point. Skill. You're rolling notice to interpret the compass's behavior.
All right. Notice +2. Okay, here we go. Oh, jeez, -3. All right, so that's +2 for arcane, and the compass is a negative as a narrative anchor point. So hold on. The compass does not work as a grant, but it does in my character sheet. +2 on notice. Okay, I'm going to fudge the roll here, but it still doesn't matter. It's a +1 with that 4. So yeah, we still fail. Total of 1, which is funny because fudge actually used to be the name of I think Fate, the precursor to Fate. Fudge Dice or the Fudge the Game. I don't recall if I believe I'm. Let's see.
With a total of touchdown 1 versus 4 stall, that's a failure by 3 shifts, and the grove takes notice. The compass spins wildly, then abruptly points to all 3 glyphs at once, as if it can no longer distinguish one path from the others. Worse still, the glyph of the hand reaching downward begins to pulse faster. A new situation aspect forms. The grove knows you're choosing, and it's listening. Jory glances around nervously. I don't like that glow. We need to move, Wholf. What does Wholf do?
Oh,
Choose a glyph path quickly. Mirror, root, or hand.
I have an idea. I believe that it wants us to choose all three, comma. I put the compass away and speak out loud saying, we will take all three paths. Let's see what happens.
Your voice carries through the grove, and the glyphs flare in response. The forest groans, not in anger but recognition. The 3 glyphs separate, and the paths stretch outward, no longer leading away from one another, but curling inward like a spiral, forming a single route that will pass through all 3 trials in sequence. A whisper rides the wind. You remember rightly. Jory exhales sharply. Well, that wasn't ominous at all. You've unlocked the spiral path, a sequence through mirror, then root, then hand. Shall we take the first step into the mirror path?
Let's see, do I have anything here to assist? I think we should be good to go. All right. We will descend down this omni path.
You and Jory step forward, and the mirror glyph burns cold blue as the forest opens before you like a curtain. The ground becomes damp and reflective, pooling into still water that doesn't ripple beneath your boots. Trees thin into tall, pale shapes like frozen versions of yourselves. And then the first reflection rises from the surface, a perfect copy of Wholf, but younger, cleaner, eyes filled with hope and purpose. He draws his bow and levels it at you. You left me behind. The trial has begun. What does Wholf do?
Oh, wow, this is really interesting, actually. Okay, well, it wants to uh, fight us, I guess, to an extent. It wants to challenge. This is a challenge. This is a metaphorical challenge. And I think we're not going to give it what it wants. So I will attempt to match it, but not fire the arrow. So here, I also equip my longbow and one arrow aimed at this mirror, this younger version of myself, comma, but I explained to it, I have decades of experience, far surpassing your own. You really think you can challenge me? Uh-oh.
The reflection smirks, but there's pain behind it. You call it experience, I call it forgetting. Every time you survived, you left something behind. Me. He draws the string, but it's trembling now. This is a social conflict, not just physical, and you've already made a strong emotional strike with your words. You may now attack, provoke or empathy to shake his composure, create advantage to exploit his hesitation, or defend if you expect him to fire. What action does Wholf take?
Okay. I want to create an advantage, pointing out, schooling him, how he's holding the bow all wrong, the arrow's not even ready, and that his posture is all wrong. Attempting to teach him instead of to confront him. Basically trying to show him up. Empathy or notes to analyze form, flavor, but okay, so let's use empathy. You're emotionally disarming him by mentoring him instead of threatening. Great difficulty, grow, resist this kind of disruption. Roll empathy plus two, I'm assuming. Let's see. Let's try it. So empathy is going to be, what's my empathy at? Of course it's one. All right, well, we're going for plus four here. Does the advantage grant a bonus? I just need to verify. I don't recall if it does. If your roll succeeds. Okay, you create a new aspect, shaking reflection. I get it. Okay, whenever you evoke of that aspect, you succeed. Oops. All right. Empathy plus one against four. Come on. Ah, okay, so that's a negative one. I got a negative one. Ah, but I will maybe re-roll. But I want to spend a fate point to re-roll. Not a fate point, a fate point. So, lessons taught by Edwin burned into bone. You know what? Huh. All right. Well, let's see. I'm thinking of. Let's try this out. Okay, here we go. So, probably should be spending that much on this one session. Oh, for God's sake. Okay. Negative two. Still. Oh, yeah. Nothing changes. All right. Same result. Unlucky. Just have to go with it.
Unlucky indeed. With a final total of 1 versus 4, it's a failure by 5 shifts. The Grove twists your intent. Your attempt to mentor is warped, echoed back with bitterness. The reflection lowers the bow, but his eyes darken. You don't want to teach me, you want to erase me. A new situation aspect appears. The Grove feeds on doubt. The reflection is now stronger, emboldened. Jory shouts from behind. That didn't land like you meant it to. The reflection knocks a spectral arrow. It's going to fire.
Uh-oh.
What does Wholf do?
Okay, well, confrontation might have to be an option here, but I'm trying to think of another way to do this. Arcane sensitivity, danger sense, lessons taught by Edrin. That will cost a fate point, so I can't use any aspects right now. I need to create an advantage. Edrin's compass is completely useless right now. Silver daggers. I mean, the silver daggers might be something. So let me use my keen sense of sight. I have a stunt called Keen Sense of Sight, +2 on notice. I want to spot a weakness on this aspect that I'm looking at, I should say. Younger version of myself, just in case confrontation is needed.
Perfect use of your keen senses stunt. You'll roll notice 2 to create an advantage by spotting a weakness in the reflection's stance or form. Difficulty, fair, 2. He's confident but imperfect. Roll notice, apply your +2 bonus, and let me know your total.
All right, +2 on this roll with notice, which is also the +2. So we have +4 total on this. Okay, so that is 4. 4 total. We just get it. Not with style, but we get it.
Success! With a 4 versus 2, you create a new aspect. Open stance, exposed side. You've spotted a flaw in his form. His footing is too wide and he's overextended on the draw. You gain 1 free invoke on this aspect. Jory sees your shift in posture. Got something? The reflection draws the bow tight. A shot is coming. You now have 1 free invoke on open stance exposed side. Reflection is about to attack. What does Wholf do? Defend? Strike first? Or something else?
Hmm. I'm trying to think if my daggers would be best to use here. Huh. Okay. I'm going to use my free invoke and use one of my daggers to throw it between his feet as a way to taunt him or to scare him, once again attempting to point out his flawed stance. I don't want to hurt him, or it, I should say.
Excellent. A create advantage action flavored as a precision intimidation move using fight, not to injure, but to demonstrate control and dominance. You're invoking open stance, exposed side for 2. Difficulty, fair, 2. It's about precision and psychological pressure, not damage. Roll your fight, add +2 from the invoke, and let me know your total.
Our fight is our best skill at +4, and +2 is with the bonus, so we have 6 total on top of the roll. That's 5, so we get it. I think we stopped too. Total of 5. Oh, well, our yeah, our daggers for sneak attacks. So +2 fight stealth on sneak attacks. So we're not really doing that per se. It's more of a narrative stunt at that point.
That's a success with style. You beat the difficulty by 3 shifts. Wholf's dagger lands perfectly between the reflection's feet, humming with steel and intent. The reflection flinches, visibly shaken. You now create a new aspect, thrown off balance, with 2 free invokes. The reflection lowers the bow entirely, eyes wide, and for the first time uncertain. I don't remember how to stand. The grove trembles slightly. Your reflection is weakening. Do you press the advantage or offer him your hand?
Hmm. Well, I have an idea. The age of this younger version of myself, does it remember our mentor? When did my mentor, Edwin, enter our life? Story. Excellent reflection, pun intended. That's great. Sense of humor.
Excellent reflection, pun intended. If we follow Wholf's established backstory, Edran found Wholf when he was still young, perhaps late teens, a time of survival, trauma, and raw potential. This reflection appears just before that, hopeful, untamed, still unshaped by the mentorship. So no, this version doesn't remember Edran. He doesn't know what's coming. He's still pure instinct and drive, untempered by loss,
Oh,
wisdom, or consequence. That's why he fears you now. You represent what he never became, and what he doesn't understand. Knowing this, how does Wholf proceed?
I want to create an advantage to pose as a mentor, reflecting off what Edwin taught me so I can teach it by also using my compass. I want to hand him the compass, show it to him, explain who he will meet and how this moment would change his life for the better. Now we're getting emotional. I'm going to cry.
Beautiful move. You're now reframing the relationship with your reflection using empathy, memory, and symbol. This is a powerful, create advantage using empathy with narrative permission granted by the compass, acting as your anchor stunt. Your aspect lessons burned into bone. You're trying to create something like guided by the future, giving your reflection a glimpse of what could be, not what it fears. The Grove resists this kind of paradox. Roll empathy and you may invoke your lessons burned into bone for +2. Use the compass stunt as narrative leverage.
Okay.
Roll when ready.
So we have empathy and +2 to consider. Empathy, unfortunately, is our bottom one. So this is 3 total bonus. Okay, here we go. Just a look at the roll at this point. Shoot, it's never working out for me here. Okay, -1, that's 2 total. Uh, okay, well, yeah, I'm going to spend my final fate point because this is a big moment. I'm running out of fate points. I'm going to re-roll this. Oh, oh, okay, 1, that's 4 total. Nice. A total of 4. Tie. I forget about that all the time. Uh,
A tie. Success at a minor cost. You reach out, holding the compass gently in your palm, speaking as a mentor, his future self, channeling what Edran once gave to you. The reflection trembles, and then slowly kneels, fingers brushing the compass. I don't know who he is yet, but I want to. You successfully create the aspect, guided by the future, with 1 free invoke. Minor cost. The Grove doesn't like this shift. The environment shudders, and your path forward begins to fragment. 1 exit collapses, leaving only 2 glyphs remaining, root and hand. The mirror trial is fading. Do you press forward, or say something to your younger self before parting?
well, um, I have an idea. Let's say, story hack. Let's say as this trial ends, the spirit fades away and its essence joins us.
Locked in, powerful story beat. As the mirror trial dissolves, your younger self fades, not in fear but in peace, compass still glowing softly in his hand. The fading echo steps forward, presses the compass back into your grip, and smiles. Walk farther than I ever could. He dissolves into light, which spirals into your chest, merging silently. You feel it, not power but wholeness, a part of you long lost, restored. You gain a new boost, self-reconciled, a temporary edge of clarity and inner strength usable once before fading. The mirror path closes behind you, only root and hand remain. Do you step into the next trial?
Root. Okay. Interesting. So I look to Jory and say, perhaps the root may be something you can attempt. I'm not sure about this one. Wasn't sure how to word that, but we'll give it a shot.
Jory raises an eyebrow, clearly not expecting to be handed a trial. Oh, good. I've always wanted to relive my deepest trauma in a cursed memory forest. Still, he steps toward the root glyph, and the moment his foot touches the path, the forest folds around him and he vanishes in a pulse of green light.
Uh-oh.
For a moment, silence. Then you hear it. His voice, not near, but inside the grove. It sounds strained, younger, afraid. No, not again. I wasn't supposed to survive that. You now stand at the root's edge, the mist pulling inward. Do you follow Jory into the root trial, or wait to see what emerges?
I'm going to enter behind Jory and shout that I am still here. Don't fall forward.
You step into the root path. The mist wraps around you like cold vines, and the world shifts. You emerge into a war-torn glade, burning fields, crumbling walls, and shadowed figures in imperial armor clashing with silhouettes of Daedra and ghosts.
That's cool.
Jory stands in the center, younger, blood-soaked, gripping a shattered staff, frozen in the moment of his worst memory. Your voice cuts through the roar. I'm still here. Don't fall forward. Jory turns toward you, dazed. Wholf. This was the war. I was supposed to die here. The battle begins to move again, repeating itself. The grove is making him relive it.
Oh
Do
gosh.
you pull him out, enter the illusion, or disrupt it another way?
Hmm. Interesting. Well, I don't think I can just do the cliche and say this is not real. It's all, a, fabrication of your past. But gosh, this is quite interesting. I'm trying to see what my character sheet has here. What are my current situational aspects? Let's ask. I'm not really tracking them. What are my current situational aspects that we still haven't invoked for free? All right, so guided by the future, created during the mirror trial, one free invoke. Remaining self boost is once merging from your younger self. The grove knows you're choosing, is still present in the background, hostile and reactive, no free invoke. No other unused free invoke can remain just like a future boost of. Use either of those in a root trial. Attempt to create advantage to gain leverage or directly break collision to reach Jory. Well, if Jory is being overwhelmed, I need to instill confidence into him. I need to instill confidence into Jory, explain to him what he did earlier to save the village with my problems. Can I use the self reconciled for him to prove that he's greater than this? Hopefully that works.
Absolutely. Brilliant use of self-reconciled. You're going to channel your own healing into Jory's moment of crisis, reminding him that he already broke the cycle by standing with you. This is a powerful empathy create advantage roll, using the boost self-reconciled for +2. Difficulty, Great 4. You're
Okay.
pushing against the Grove's grip on Jory's trauma. Roll empathy, add +2 from the boost, and let me know your
So
total.
we have +3 total on this roll. Uh, 3. Okay. A total of 3. So close. All right. Let's see what happens. Let's hear what happens.
So close, 3 versus 4 is a failure by one shift. You reach out to Jory, your voice steady with conviction. You already stood against something I couldn't. You saved the village while I was in the dark. You don't belong here anymore. But the Grove twists your words, feeding them back to him with doubt. You saved them because I couldn't. I wasn't enough then, and maybe I'm not now. A new Grove-controlled aspect appears. Old wounds reopened. The illusion grows stronger around Jory. The battlefield begins looping again, faster, louder. Do you try again? Change tactics? Or act physically?
I have an idea. A story hack. A kind of a story hack. This is kind of a story hack. I want Wolf to feel guilt for sending in Jory to do what he should have done. He starts to yell at Jory, explaining that he is sorry. Should have been something I should have done. And while Wolf drops to his knees, seeing the battle unfold around Jory, Wolf starts to experience the same thing. It takes a traumatic toll on Wolf's psyche. He hits the ground with his fist and says this should have been his battle. Jory should not be here sacrificing himself for my own path. All right, let's see if that works. And there's a bunch of spelling issues, or at least, let's see.
Powerful story beat, locked in. As the illusion tightens, Wholf falls to his knees, surrounded by a battle not his, yet he feels every scream, every blade. The Grove responds immediately, sensing guilt, and expands the illusion. The soldiers now look like Edran. The burning bodies wear your face. And Jory, he stands frozen, but now he looks like the reflection from the mirror path, whispering, "You sent me here." The Grove begins shaping a shared nightmare, feeding on your guilt to collapse both of you at once. A new consequence threatens. Mild mental consequence, echo guilt. If taken, this becomes an aspect the Grove can invoke against you. You may accept it now, or attempt to resist it with a will or empathy roll. Do you try to fight it, or let it settle into your psyche?
I will accept it if it pulls the struggle off of Jory. This is my battle. I need to fight this alone. Let's see, Jory.
Accepted. The consequence is marked echo guilt. You carry the weight of sending another to suffer your burden. The Grove recoils slightly, not in triumph but satisfaction. It got what it wanted, Wholf claiming the wound. But something else happens too. Jory breaks from the illusion, his illusion, and drops beside you, panting, eyes wide. Wholf, you took it. You didn't have to. You feel the root path begin to unravel, vines peeling upward, clearing the way. Only the final glyph remains, the hand reaching down. Jory offers his arm to help you up. What does Wholf do?
Well, that's pretty significant. I think this might change one of our aspects, actually. So lessons taught by Edwin, danger sense, arcane sense. I don't know, trouble. You know what? This might be any trouble. Wouldn't this change our trouble aspect? Our original trouble aspect is has no home drifter. Let's make this a new trouble aspect. What would we call it? Let's see. You take on guilt, responsibility, and ownership of your role in something far deeper. Here's a few new trouble aspects options that reflect your transformation. Carry others' burdens. You take on the pain that isn't always yours, even if it breaks you. I take the blame always. This is my battle to finish, haunted by shared pain. You bear the weight of others' suffering, even when they walk beside you. This is my battle to finish. Now believes every major threat must be faced alone, even at a great cost. I take the blame. Always. You absorb guilt like armor, even if the fight wasn't yours to begin with. Haunted by shared pain. The first and last one kind of seem selfless. Carry others' burdens. You take on the pain that isn't always yours, even if it breaks you. Haunted by shared pain. You break the weight of others' suffering, even when they won't. I don't know. Let's try carry others' burdens. We'll choose carries others' burdens. Cool. Oh, I see that kind of goofs the screen up. Locked in, new trouble aspect. The world rises more than the weight, not broken, but reshaped. The path, the final glyph, the hand now pulls ahead. Okay. I tell Jory as I stand up with his assist, taking his arm. I tell him this time we'll go in together. Not before, not after. This being the final moment.
Jory grips your arm tightly, pulling you up with steadied breath. Side by side, then, all the way in. The hand glyph pulses once, then splits, forming a tunnel of twisting roots and black stone, like a throat waiting to swallow you both. The grove doesn't resist anymore. It accepts the terms. Together you both step forward into the final trial. The light fades. The last memory waits. Shall we descend?
All right. We both nod and then descend into the trial. All right. Come on. There we go.
You and Jory step into the tunnel. The roots twist and close behind you, sealing the path. The air turns still, warm, too warm. Then the world blooms into memory, but not yours, not Jory's. You stand in a vast chamber lit by a hanging sun, unmoving in the sky. Below, countless faces stare up, motionless, hollow-eyed. All of them are Wholf. This is the echo made flesh, Jory whispers. From above, a colossal silhouette descends, formed of overlapping memories, each one of you. Different times, different failures, different choices. It lands, weapon in hand, and speaks with your voice. You kept surviving, but left us all behind. The final confrontation has begun. What does Wholf do?
I draw my daggers and then I look at Jory and tell him this might be one we need to fight physically. Don't think we can talk our way out of this one. Okay.
Jory draws his staff, its end flaring with runes. Then let's show this echo what the real us looks like. The Echo Giant raises its weapon, a twisted version of your longbow and daggers fused into one. Its
Interesting.
form is unstable, flickering through past outfits, scars, and expressions like a haunted mirror. This is a full combat encounter. Initiative.
Okay.
You both have the jump. Wholf and Jory act first. What's your opening move? Attack, create advantage, or set the stage?
I'm going to use my longbow and try to fire it at its head. All right.
Perfect, a direct attack action with your longbow using shoot. The Echo Giant raises its warped bow to try and deflect your shot. It rolls its defend, athletics +2, 0, total equals +2.
All right. We don't have any shoot. We don't have any bonuses. So again, the arrow is the longbow is strictly for hunting with the bonus, so +2 on that. Um, but yeah, that's all I can really do. So shoot is one of our. Where's shoot? Here it is. plus 2. That's all we really can do. Well, we're shooting for 2. Yes, 3. Got it. We got 3 total. Nice. I'll take it. Uh-oh. Darn.
You beat its defense by 1 shift, a solid hit. Your arrow flies true and strikes the Echo Giant in the temple, causing it to flinch. It reels slightly, shifting its form. The wound flickers across all the faces below, a ripple of shared pain. 1 shift marked. It absorbs with a stress box. It's hurt, but far from done. Jory steps forward, staff glowing, preparing to act. The Echo Giant roars and retaliates. It unleashes a sweeping energy wave, targeting both of you. Attack roll fight 3, +++2. Wholf, roll defend athletics or fight to avoid or deflect the blow.
Okay, so here's what I'll do. I'm going to dive and dodge to the right, avoiding the blow. Wave. Athletics 5. Okay, so we need to roll athletics plus 2. Ah, 0. Okay. I got 0. Oh, I don't. Oh, I can't invoke anything. I have no points. Never mind. Danger sense, but nope, can't happen. Oof. 5 shift hit.
Oof,
Damn.
with 0 versus 5, you take a 5 shift hit. To absorb this, you must choose. Use any open stress boxes, 1 to 3 shifts. Take a consequence, mild equals 2, moderate equals 4, severe equals 6. You need to absorb all 5 shifts or be taken out. How do you want to distribute the damage?
That's a lot. Okay, so we need to do. Let's do this. We'll do. Oh wait, is this mental stress? I tried that. Is this mental stress or physical stress? Okay. All right. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, and the mild consequence. We'll do 3 physical stress boxes and mild 2. What is the mild component consequence? Let's see. Do this mild 2. There we go. Rib burst from impact. Yikes! You hit the ground hard when diving. Your side aches and movement will sting. Okay, looms while impulsing. Yikes! So we got to put this in here. All right. Well, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I thought I was doing that right. All right. Let's see what happens.
Perfect, you've fully absorbed the 5 shifts. Marked 1, 2, and 3 physical stress boxes. Taken a mild consequence, 2 shifts. Mild consequence. Rib bruised from impact. You hit the ground hard when diving. Your side aches, and movement will sting. The Echo Giant looms, weapon pulsing, but it flickers slightly, reacting to your resilience. Jory blasts forward, striking its knee with raw force. It staggers. You now have the initiative again. What does Wholf do?
What do I do? We're facing off this giant. I'm sure what exactly it is. Um. Oh, you know what? Actually, is the giant distracted so I can do a sneak attack with my daggers from behind? Yep. And I also have the silver dagger plus 2 for stealth, plus 5 for stealth, plus 2 fights. I also have a stunt plus 2 sneak attack for fight using the daggers from behind. All right. Roll your fight plus add two to this time. Let me know your results. So it's four. The grove still resists. Okay, so plus two on our attack roll. Fight. A good total amount of bonuses here. So fight is plus four, and the silver dagger surprise is plus two, so that's six total. Uh, four. We got four total. Come on, yes, we got four total. Tied with a minor consequence or minor setback.
Perfect. With 4 versus 4, it's a tie, so you succeed with a boost, not a full aspect. You dash behind the Echo Giant and slash deep across its unstable spine, causing it to flicker violently. You gain a boost, off-balance Giant. Chuck 1 free invoke, usable now or on your next strike. The creature howls, twisting, unstable, but Jory's blast and your strike have it cornered. Your move again. Use the boost to press the attack.
I yell to Jory to use the advantage we have now to fire something, anything at the giant while it's off balance. So I do the free invoke. All right, here we go.
Locked in, you spend your free invoke on off-balance Giant, giving Jory +2 to his attack. Jory slams his staff into the ground, energy crackles upward and launches a focused bolt at the Giant's center. Attack roll +2, plus fight +2, plus the +2 boost equals 6 total. The Echo Giant defends, ++0, plus athletics 2 equals success with style. Jory beats it by 4 shifts. He chooses to deal 3 shifts of damage and gain a boost, core cracked. The Echo Giant falters, shadow spilling from its wounds. You have momentum and 1 boost in play. Your move? Ready to finish it?
I remember now from earlier that these strange shadowy figures have an eternal crystal core. Can I spot one similar? All right.
Yes, smart recall and great use of ongoing narrative consistency. You may attempt a notice roll to spot the Echo Giant's crystal core now that it's wounded and flickering. Difficulty, fair, 2. The damage has exposed part of it. Roll your notice and let me know your total.
All right, so our notice is plus two. Okay. Oh, nice. Five total. Holy mackerel. Perfect. Total of five. Hmm.
Success with style. With 5 versus 2, you don't just spot the core, you see it clearly. A fractured glowing crystal embedded in the Echo Giant's chest, beating in sync with your own pulse. You gain a new aspect, crystal core exposed, with 2 free invokes. Jory stares at it too. That's it, Wholf. You land a shot there. This ends. The final strike is yours. What does Wholf do?
I will fire my final arrow at the crystal core using the free invoke and shoot. All right, so invoke crystal core exposed plus two to shoot. You still have one free invoke after this one Echo Giant weakened. All right, its defense is two, so we got roll shoot plus two. And our shoot is good at plus two, so that's plus four total. Here we go. Oh, nice. Holy crap. So that's five, six, seven. Oh, wait. Hold on. Shoot was, I lost my count here. Sorry, guys. Shoot is plus two. That's another plus two is four total. And that's a roll of, yeah. So five, six, seven. We rolled seven total. Huge roll of seven total. Wow.
Massive hit, 7 versus 2, is a success with style by 5 shifts. Wholf's arrow slams into the core, piercing it dead center. A resonant chime erupts as the crystal shatters, scattering radiant shards in every direction. The Echo Giant freezes, then explodes into cascading light, its memories torn apart, released. The field vanishes, the faces dissolve. Only silence remains. You and Jory stand in the clearing. The final trial is over. Would you like to handle the aftermath or end here?
Let's say comedically that Jory looks around and says, "Was that it?" Oh, I didn't catch my comedically. Oh well.
Jory lowers his staff, glancing around the now quiet glade. The grove responds with silence. No wind, no voices, no shifting paths. Only the three glyphs remain, now dark, their purpose fulfilled. Then a faint pulse underfoot. The compass in your pack glows once more, gently pointing forward, not back. A path opens, clear and bathed in golden mist. You've survived the hollow grove, but something new waits beyond. Do you step forward, or take a breath first?
Let's say that Wolf is entranced by what he sees, and he has to take a step forward. Jory appears confused, but cautiously follows the jury. Does that end the verdict?
Wholf moves, slowly, deliberately, toward the golden mist. The grove doesn't resist. If anything, it welcomes him. Jory hesitates, brow furrowed. Wholf, what do you see? But you don't answer. Not yet. Whatever lies beyond the mist isn't the grove anymore. It's something else, older, quieter, still. Jory exhales and steps up beside you, staff in hand. Together, you pass through. Shall we continue into whatever lies beyond, or pause here?
I think we'll pause here. All right, let's conclude this session. That was about an hour, so quite eventful, actually very eventful. Definitely one of my favorites so far. I hope you guys enjoyed too. We had these three trials in the Hollow Grove. Narratively fun, some combat, some emotional use of empathy, narrative. It was great overall. I think that this has turned out to be really well, really fun. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.